Hey YouTube, welcome back to the channel. It's Jamar from Vegas Scents, and in this video I've got a brand new fragrance here from Lattafa. This is a part of their Bade'e Al Oud series, and this fragrance goes by the name of Lattafa's Bade'e Al Oud Honor and Glory. All right, so if you've been looking for information on this particular fragrance, definitely stay tuned for the rest of the video. I know this fragrance was just recently released, at least here in the US anyway. So definitely I'll let you all know how this smells. And if you're brand new to the channel, do me a favor, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Also, for anyone liking, leave me a like and a comment below. All right, so just to get straight into this, man, this is pretty much the presentation. Anyone that has owned any sort of Bade'e Al Oud series fragrance from Lattafa, you pretty much know what this presentation looks like. This is like a coffin style box. You've got the name of the fragrance up top here, and then the Bade'e Al Oud on the bottom. Nothing on the tops or bottoms or the sides. Just the authenticity sticker pretty much on the back and the ingredients. And bottle sits in their coffin style like that. This fragrance also does include this little pamphlet here with like the note breakdown, and I'll go over that real quick here. So in the top notes for this fragrance, you have pineapple brulee. In the mid, you've got turmeric, cinnamon, black pepper, and benzoin. And then in the base, you have vanilla, cashmerean, sandalwood, and moss. So I purchased this particular fragrance a few days ago off of oudstore.com. Picked this up for $59.99 from there. And I was actually looking for a different fragrance that I was looking to review. But I always try to go to their site to see what their new releases are, because typically Oud store, at least, you know, for like the stores here in the US, normally the Oud store has stuff before anybody else for the most part, at least from what I've seen. So I saw that this was one of the newest releases, and I saw that there was nothing really on the internet talking about this. So I just went ahead and blind bought this. They didn't even have the note breakdown listed. This wasn't on Fragrantica yet. And so I was able to finally find a note breakdown for this a couple of days after buying it. Now, based on the note breakdown, it looked to me like this could possibly be like a more sort of feminine leaning scent. But I can definitely, you know, inform you all that this is, at least in my opinion anyway, this is to me a very much sort of unisex type of scent. Pretty much when you initially spray this fragrance on, you get like this really sort of sparkly, crisp, realistic, you know, pineapple note in the you know, opening spray of the fragrance. Pretty much after that, and I mean the pineapple that you initially get in that opening, to me it doesn't really stick around, at least the sparkliness of it. It does start to, you know, sort of mix in with the other notes of the fragrance and sort of, you know, stays in the background, but it's not as sparkly as it is within, I would say, at least after probably the first 10 to 15 seconds or so. After that, you do start to get, you know, like the pepper, the cinnamon, the turmeric. And I mean, the turmeric is something that I was a little iffy about, because I don't really think I have any other fragrances with the note of turmeric in them. I can definitely say that that's something it's not like noticeable to me, at least. And pretty much once this starts to dry down, the best way for me to describe this is it smells sort of like kind of like a pineapple upside down cake, like a spicy sort of pineapple upside down cake that, you know, has sort of like, you know, cinnamon infused into it, you know, some really high quality vanilla. And that's the type of vibe that I get from this particular fragrance, at least on my skin anyway. Now, I have seen some people pretty much saying that what this is supposed to be is a clone of Nishane's Ani. I mean, I do have a clone of Ani from Alexandria Fragrances called Hani. I don't know exactly how close that is to the original because I've never smelled the original, but what I can say is if Hani is, extremely close to Ani, the way that most, Alexandria fragrances tend to be to the originals, I can say that this is probably not going to be a clone of Ani. The Alexandria clone that I have is a lot more denser, it's a lot sweeter, a lot more sort of vanilla focused, and it's nowhere near as fresh and aromatic as what this is. Now, what I do think that this could possibly be a clone of is Ani X from Nishane, their newest sort of release of the Ani scent, DNA. Like I said, this comes off as being a very sort of, I would say, sweet gourmand, but at the same time, really sort of fresh and aromatic type of scent. Definitely something that, in my opinion, I would say you could wear in sort of warmer weather. Definitely in the fall time, spring. I would say you probably wouldn't necessarily reach for this in the winter time, only in my opinion because this doesn't seem to be thick enough really to wear in the winter time. But maybe on like a warmer sort of winter day, probably, I don't know, in like the 50s, high 50s or so, you could probably get away with that. But yeah, this is not something that I would recommend for like the 30s or below or anything like that. I think that this would not cut through that type of weather at all. Now, the other thing that makes me think that this could possibly be a Ani X clone is just looking at the note breakdown of Ani X. This does sort of share, several different notes with Ani X. Ani X's note breakdown in the top notes are lemon, bergamot, cardamom, ginger, melon, pink pepper, and water notes. And then in the mid, you've got green apple, black currant, patchouli, sage, lavender, and rose. And in the base, you've got vanilla, sandalwood, white musk, cashmere wood, cedar, and ambergris. So not exactly the same as, Ani X. But in my opinion, this, looking at the two note breakdowns, this does seem to be, a little bit closer to, what Ani X is trying to do, at least in that note breakdown. Again, this is really, really nice in my opinion. This is definitely better than what I was expecting from it, especially after, seeing the note breakdown for it. I think, again, this is a really sort of delicious, but yet at the same time, fresh, aromatic type of, gourmand scent. I would say if you like scents like, I can't think of the name of the vanilla scent from Creed, which is like vanilla and citruses pretty much. And it's like a warmer weather sort of vanilla citrus scent that you can wear. I believe even vanilla is in the name. I think it's called Sublime Vanille. So I would say if you like scents like that, I would say you would probably also like this as well. This is definitely not the same sort of thing as that, but it sort of, I would say, is in that same type of family as like a Sublime Vanille. Obviously I haven't smelled Ani X, so I can't say how close this is to that, but after looking into this further, I'll definitely be looking to pick up a sample of that to do a comparison video with. All right, so far in terms of performance, I've only had this today. So I can't give you like a total longevity number yet or anything like that. But in terms of the projection so far, the projection, at least on my skin, seems to be moderate, I would say. Definitely not a beast mode sort of fragrance or anything like that. So, I'll have to let you all know as far as like the overall longevity and stuff like that. But so far, man, this seems to be a very solid release from the house of Lattafa. Again, I'm definitely enjoying the way that this one smells. So Let me know, have you all gotten your hands on this particular fragrance yet? And if you have, how close do you think that this is to the original Ani X from Nishane? All right. So let me know in the comments below. Once again, if you're brand new to the channel, do me a favor, go ahead and subscribe to the channel and also leave a like and a comment below. And that's Jamar from Vegas Scents. I'll see you on the next video.